The father of 4 children murdered by their grandfather in a mass murder-suicide said his children were found dead in their beds. Aaron Cockman, the estranged husband of Katrina Miles, who was murdered by her father Peter Miles, said he doesn't feel sadness for his kids because he doesn't want anyone to be angry. Peter Miles, his wife Cinda, daughter Katrina and Mr. Cockman's 4 children, daughter Tay, 13, and sons Rylan, 12, 10, and Kevin Cockman, 8, were found dead at the Miles Osmington property, northeast of Margaret River in Western Australia on Friday. Aaron Cockman speaks to the media. Picture. 9 News family was killed by their grandfather on Friday. 9 News The Cockman children. Peter didn't snap. He thought this through. He told reporters today. All the kids died peacefully in their beds. How the hell Peter did that I still can't figure out. But he did a good job. He did a really good job. His 8-year-old son, Caden, was sleeping in his mum's bed and was found dead with her. The children were found dead in their bedrooms, their father said. Mr. Cockman said he had not spoken to Peter and Cinda since they cut him off from the kids, but being angry served no purpose. I had so much anger in the last few years, he said. The anger towards them now is completely gone. I don't feel angry, I feel tremendous sadness for my kids, but I don't want anyone to feel anger. He said he still loved who Peter was and that without him, he wouldn't have had Katrina or their children. Mr. Cockman said he had not spoken to Peter and Cinda since they cut me off from my kids. I got on so well with him, he was like my best friend. But his mental attitude, if you get on the wrong side of someone, there are some people you just don't get on the wrong side of, and this happened to be Peter and Cinda. So it's not some random guy off the street who's taken them away from me, he gave them to me and now he's taken them away. If it had to happen, there is no better person than that. Mr. Cockman referenced his faith, saying it kept him and his family strong. The anger towards them now is completely gone. Forensic police have spent the past days combing the property. I hope my family stays strong. I know we will. We were all sitting around last night and it wasn't all tears and crying, it was all laughing and joy. I've got an awesome, powerful, strong family. They get their strength from Jehovah and so do I. A lot of my strength is from him too. The 4 children lived on the Osmington property with their mother and grandparents, and 9 News understands a number of them were autistic. The children were homeschooled by their mother. The 4 children lived on the Osmington property with their mother and grandparents, and 9 News understands a number of them were autistic. Mr. Cockman said the last time he saw his kids, they all watched a movie together. I will always remember their personalities, he said. It's not like they died as a baby and I didn't know who they were. It might sound weird, but the kids went to sleep and now they are nothing but to them. They're already in a new system. Flowers were left near the property for the family. We're just lagging a bit behind. They're already there. They'll all be the same. Just like a time period difference. The last movie I watched with them 2 weekends ago was Avengers and the kids loved it. It's not a good time, watching a movie with kids. I get to be with them, see their reaction, but it's not talking, conversation time. But I had a great time with them. Tay asked for money for shoes. A memorial continues to grow near the property for the 6 victims. I gave them all a $10 note each. I gave Tay a 20. They never spend it, but knowing they had their own little wallet, independence, I couldn't wait for them to leave the farm situation and be their own independent people. Mr. Cockman said since the children were homeschooled and he did not have custody, he never knew where they were. I used to drive around town hoping to see them somewhere and I would now and then. That kept me going. I thought, yeah, I've seen my kids again. The 4 children lived on the Osmington property with their mother and grandparents, and 9 News understands a number of them were autistic. Eventually 6 months later, when the court set up supervised visits, it was amazing. Peter and Cinda Miles were well known and respected in the Margaret River community. Police say 3 firearms were found on the property were owned by grandfather Peter Miles. Police received an emergency 000 call from a man at 5:15 a.m. on Friday that lasted around 2 minutes, before arriving to the property and finding all 7 people dead with gunshot wounds. Police said they received a 2-minute 000 call before they discovered the bodies. This is a complex criminal investigation, Commissioner Dawson said. We are treating this as a matter in which clearly 6 persons are subject of a homicide crime scene. There is a 7th person deceased. The local government in the area has also established sessions with counsellors and psychiatrists at the Margaret River Community Resource Centre, where mourners can also offer flowers and their condolences. The small town of Osmington is a rural suburb about 20 minutes from the West Australian tourist hub of Margaret River. According to 2016 census data, it has a population of just 135 people and is mainly known for its vineyards and farms. Police were left traumatized when they arrived at the property. 9 News' Cinda Miles was a highly regarded member of the community. Peter and Cinda Miles described their family property in the rural town as our forever farm. It is here that we will grow as much of our food as we can, sit on the veranda and watch the birds, and watch the grandchildren immerse themselves in the animals and everything else that happens on a daily basis, a website dedicated to the farm said. Readers who are seeking assistance can call Lifeline on 131,114 or Beyond Blue on 1300224636. Anyone with information that may assist in police inquiries have also been urged to contact police or Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. Copyright 9 Digital Proprietary Limited 2018.